What's up? Nachshon here. Today's video is going to be about hips mobility. All of the exercises I'm going to show you today will be skills that eventually can be connected into a sequence. The reason I'm saying that is because unless you need to fix a problem in your body, working on mobility outside of skill development is meaningless. We use mobility exercises to be able to unlock some movements that we can later on use for sequences and improvisation. Mobility is a tool, not a goal. Before we start, my goal with this channel is to create a community of people who love moving and using their body. So if you're interested to join the family, you're welcome to subscribe and like this video. Anyway, let's get into it. The first exercise will involve leg flexion, abduction, and extension, and is called the leg raise circles. Start by standing on one leg and raise the other leg as high as you can while keeping the knees locked. Then start moving your leg to the side and then to the back. It's normal to have a height drop between the positions, by the way. Your flexors might be stronger than your abductors or extensors and vice versa, so don't worry. Just make sure you raise the leg as high as you can. Do 3 sets of 10 repetitions of going back and forth for each leg. You can always improve the height of your leg raises, but this isn't where we stop with the progressions of this exercise. The next variation is doing exactly the same, only that now we bend the leg on the ground, ending up midway between standing straight and touching the heel with our butt. This variation will add 2 layers of difficulty. It will be harder to raise the legs, especially forward, and balancing will be a bit harder. If you find that you can't lift your legs from the ground, don't bend as much and go higher until you can. The next variation is pretty advanced and requires a healthy pair of knees. So if you don't have one, this variation isn't for you. We get into a low gait single leg position and do the same as before. Raise the leg, move it to the side and then to the back. Only that now it's harder to raise our legs and the balance becomes a lot more tricky. Here are a few key points you want to pay attention to. 1. If you need to, use your hand to support your balance, but don't lean on them too much and try to use them as least as possible. 2. You want your chest to face forward as much as you can. It will force you to drive your knee forward. 3. Don't rest on your heel with your butt. You should always levitate above it just a bit. We want to always be active and in control. 4. It's okay if your knee isn't completely locked. Just try to straighten your leg as much as you can. Again, this variation is advanced. If you feel like it's too much, go higher with your butt until you can perform this exercise for 10 repetitions for 3 sets while keeping your heel in the air. Oh, and don't do it if you feel pain. If you do, this variation is too advanced for you. The second exercise is the Kosak Squat. Start by standing with a large gap between your legs. Then you want to start descending towards one leg, sit on the ground, touch the floor with your knee by rotating your leg inwards and then go back up. Make sure that when you start getting low, your other leg's foot doesn't point backwards but upwards. I know it's difficult, but I don't expect you to be able to do it straight away. If you can't do this variation, try going down as low as you can without using your hands and then use them to complete the exercise. Do the same when you go back up. Always try to use your hands as least as possible. With time, you develop enough mobility to not need them anymore. If you find this exercise easy, try doing it with your hands behind your back. Do 10 repetitions for each side for 3 to 5 sets. If you have a knee injury, this exercise can be dangerous, so be careful. The next exercise is the active pigeon. In the last 2 exercises, we covered leg flexion, abduction, extension, and internal rotation. In this exercise, we'll cover the external rotation. Get into a lunge position and place your hands slightly in front of your foot. Make sure you keep a 90 degrees angle between your calves and hamstrings and start rotating outwards. Your goal is to go as low as you can with your knee without shifting your hips to the side. Try to keep them as centered as you can. Using a target will really help to keep track of your progress and make sure you challenge yourself. In this case, I'm using a water bottle as a target. Do 10 repetitions per leg for 3 to 5 sets. There is a harder variation of this exercise where we don't use our hands for support and lift our chest up and face it forward. It's a lot harder because you have to stop yourself from crashing into the external rotation and you also have to balance yourself at the same time. This variation can be dangerous and requires a lot more strength and control. You should be very careful when performing it and never go lower than your strength allows you. If you decide to try it, start extremely slow and rotate just a tiny bit and go back. With time, you develop the necessary strength to go lower and lower. That's it. These are the 3 exercises. Notice that each one of them has beginner-friendly and risk-free variations you can play with and advanced and dangerous ones. So please be sensible and choose the variations that meet your level. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, each of these exercises can be used inside a sequence that connects different movements. If you want me to create a video showing how to connect these 3 specific movements into a sequence, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you can. It will really help me create this movement community and share this world with others. So thank you for that. Until next time, peace.